or deteriorate or not be able to be enjoyed in the future seasons. Speaking of being able to be enjoyed, there's nothing worse than getting a poinsettia at the beginning of the season. And by the time company comes over, it is all shriveled up and brown.
They look a bit sad,
exactly.
don't they?
So Craft Buddy is bringing us more of their forever flowers with a poinsettia flower kit, again, at an incredible Black Friday deal of $26.50, saved just for my show with the 5 flexible payments. And remember, flat rate shipping, $7.50. So if you already bought the wreath, now you're not paying any more shipping, flat rate of $7.50. You're gonna get 40 red poinsettia flowers. You're gonna get 40 white poinsettia flowers. And of course, you're gonna get the stems included, the leaves, the instructions, everything you need to get the perfect poinsettia that won't die over
It's amazing, isn't it? So I believe you're making 40s. That's 20 of your red, 20 of your white.
Thank you.
But your stems and your leaves are included as well. So you could make this a potted plant. Now here's where Forever Flowers becomes really interesting, because that stem that I've just built the flowers on, so I've just deadheaded that stem, the flowers will fit onto your wreath. We've had holiday wreaths when we were here at the beginning of the month. We've got the holiday wreath today. All of them will fit. So you could make your wreath, you could make your flowers, add them in, add that personal touch. Maybe after company's gone, you can then change that. You could add in some dry oasis. You could put them into a vase. You could have it in your home. We've also got garlands on the website and coming up later today. You can add those and you're adding that personal touch. They also look beautiful just laying down the table as a runner. They look great on your Christmas tree as well. And you've got absolutely everything to make them. So I made one very quickly as you were talking, but I'll take you through it as well. So you've got your smaller and your larger petals. You've got the stamen centers. You've got all your stems and all your foliage as well. You can see there's lots in there. Now, if you are crafty, you could add gilding wax, you could add gilding flakes, you could add glitter to the edges of them. You could turn these into hair clips, corsages. You can put them onto your Christmas tree, and you'll see that everything just layers together like a puzzle. So you piece together those elements, and then you have the amazing stems.
So is it just typically one layer of the larger, and then one layer of the small, and then
one
you
of
put
each,
the center?
and then you're done. Now, if you wanted to, you could make that a lot thicker.
I was gonna say, could you make them more robust? Because
Absolutely.
they all, and you're not gluing them together, so you could interchange these and decide whether you wanted bigger blooms or smaller blooms, if you need to fill in some spaces. Could I use this on the wreath as well?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So I'll make this one fuller.
Okay.
You can see that I'm just gonna stagger those petals so that I can get a really nice full finish. And this is where everything in Forever Flowers works together. Now, you will get full step-by-step instructions, but it really is
so simple.
Super simple for you. Now, have a look at that huge poinsettia. Beautiful. Now, if I bring in the wreath that we were just looking at, anything that I've got on here, so let's just take away
I was gonna say, did you save a spot?
No, but that's the great thing with it being interchangeable. I can now make that space. I can open up that area. I can put it onto the connector. No glue needed. I can now attach that on. We'll get rid of that spare one. And you can then start to build it up and add your personalized finish. And because it's not permanent, if you then change your mind and you want to take that off and you want to make maybe an artificial potted plant, you could do that as well.
This is genius.
Isn't it so much fun?
Genius. I love how realistic they look. I love how you can build the blooms bigger or smaller. I love that they interchange with all of the Forever Flowers. So if you just bought the wreath, remember that was under $20 to get home. If you just bought that and you're buying the poinsettia kit, remember flat rate, $7.50 to ship all of your crafts all day long for 24 hours. This is our final crafting event of the year. We had to go big, and we wanted to make sure we got you ready for the holiday season. So maybe you're picking up a few of these because you want those potted poinsettia plants to line your front step or your front walkway. Maybe you're putting them on your back porch. Maybe you don't get a lot of sun, or maybe it gets bitter cold in your area. You're gonna have these indoor and outdoor, and they are $5.30 to get home. And you're not choosing whether you want the white collection or the red. You're getting a nice combination of both colors.
And you know what's beautiful with the white is that it's a blank canvas. So if you wanted this to be a different color, maybe your color scheme is pink. Although I do have pink ones coming up later. I'll pick another color. Maybe you want a blue poinsettia. Maybe you want a green one, a yellow one. Maybe you want it multicolored. Teal, they would look amazing on some of the trees we've got on set today. You could color that. So any of your inks, your colored mediums, your watercolor sprays, your alcohol inks, your ink pads, your paint sprays, you could then color this and have it even more as a personalized decoration. And the stems are included as well. So you'll get all of your foliage. So you've got your 40 stems. That means you've got 100 180 of your foliage. You could then build them into plants. You could have them in your vases. You can personalize them, take them apart, add them to your wreath afterwards, and it means that you've got an amazing, expensive look.
Very much so.
For very low amount of money that's going to last forever, and you're going to reuse and reuse and reuse.
I love that you mentioned like taking some glitter and tipping the edges,
absolutely.
right? Or maybe there's just a centerpiece in your home that's just missing that something. Whether it's the wreath or a centerpiece or indoors or outdoors, this is perfect from Craft Buddy. I love what you guys have done. I mean, truly.
It's clever, isn't it?
It is very, very clever because you don't need any tools. You don't need any glue. You know, you can get the little ones involved. This could be a nice little project. And if you mess it up, you just start over. You take the pieces off and you add it together. This one couldn't be any more simple. And it truly is that kind of iconic holiday festive flower, if you will. And most of us, we start buying it earlier in the season and they just don't last. And then we end up having to buy more and more.
Then by the time people come round, you're like, oh,
they're like, don't look at that one, right? And you've got like, they're wilted, they're brown, they're sad, as you mentioned earlier. This is such a great little easy way to put them together.
Absolutely, and great for your Christmas decorations. You can see that you've got a hole through the center. So you could add some wire onto these. You could put them onto your gift wrapping. Maybe you're just getting a bottle of wine for somebody. Maybe you're making an inexpensive gift. Having these even as a little gift tag, a removable element that you can then give to the recipient as maybe a Christmas present. Or, of course, you can create those beautiful vase displays and your potted plants, adding them onto your wreath. Honestly, the choices are yours.
Yeah, really unlimited from Craft Buddy. So pick up your poinsettia flower kit, $5.30 to get it home. Don't forget about your incredible wreath that we also had available. And then if you missed the top of the show, we started out with something that I already had